Okay.
Hey, everybody. We have some issues this week on the show. We talked about James Franklin being fired and how I've called it all season and saying that's what's going to happen. And
Due to
pretty much
technical
about it.
difficulties, it messed up. So we will cover it again next week. We just want to touch base with you, let you know what happened. And we don't know if it's because of the ghost in here or if it's just technical, but we do have it fixed, and we will cover it again next week. So we apologize.
But I was right about James Franklin this
She
whole
was.
time.
She called it. She called it before anybody else did. Her inside people told her it was going to happen. It happened.
Tune into our show, even though part of it got canceled, weirdly recorded.
Yeah.
Tune in.
That's what happens with technology. Yeah, it messes up sometimes.
So just bear with the first minute or two. It'll start talking, I promise.
It will. It will. Enjoy the show. No, that's not gonna mess it up. I can still hear. But let's talk about last week. The head-to-head competition.
Yeah.
You against your challenger, Jamie. You was up 4 games to nothing because he came in late. Now you're up 5 games to 1 because Jamie missed 6 last week. Jamie, and you missed how many?
5. I just realized that.
5. It's close, but she won again. But we got Jamie's picks here, and we're going to read them off for us here a little bit later. But we're going to kick the show off. We're going to talk about, we got to cut that on too, JoJo. We're going to talk about some of the happenings going on in college football, right? The firings of coaches. But before we do that, look what I got. I got a bunch of them in the mail from fans. This came from Elizabeth from Chandler, Arizona. She sent me an Arizona State Sun Devil shirt. And I really like it because I do like the Sun Devils. That's a pretty shirt. And I got some from Wyoming, BYU. Who else was it? Montana. The FCS program sent a shirt, which I'm glad I like Montana. And got some others in there. So we'll be wearing them in the next couple of weeks. So, JoJo, let's talk about the firing.
Yeah, let's talk about James Franklin from Penn State.
All right.
He was 104 of 45 in 11.5 seasons.
The ghosts are still here.
I noticed that.
It's the Halloween season. All right. Wow.
You know, he got $40 million plus
Oh, yeah.
for a buyout. That's the second most in college football.
But here's the thing, folks. She has been calling this firing for the last couple of weeks, but she said at the beginning of the season, if he loses too many games this year, he would be fired.
And he lost 3 in a row.
And I told JoJo, 2 weeks ago when he got fired, she said, if he loses the next one, he's gone. I said, no, they'll probably put him on the hot seat, but he won't be fired. According to her connections and the people she talked to, she knew about it before the rest of us, and he was fired. So when JoJo tells you something, listen. So he was fired. Right? And you right now, you're saying not Tommy Bowden, Dabo Swinney is safe, right?
Right now, since he won.
Yeah. Dabo's he's been doing great. I mean, everybody's going to have a hard time. Even the old ball coach down in Alabama. He's had some tough seasons, but he's always turned around and won more championships. Leave them alone, and they can do it right.
Yep.
I'd like to see James Franklin come down here and coach as assistant coach. That would be great.
Did you know that they have paid over $90 million this year alone?
Yeah.
$98 million to buy out their coaches.
Yep. That's a lot of money.
And the Oregon State Trey Bray head coach was fired too.
Oh wow! And how many is that now? There's 4. No.
I know 3.
Yeah, 3 to 4. Yeah, that's wow.
I know $98 million.
Who was that vampire that announced this a while ago?
I don't know.
That's scary.
Not creepy, is it?
Yeah, that was eerie. Wow, this place is really haunted. And this is the Halloween season, isn't it?
It is.
Blee, blee, blue, blee.
I do not say blah, blah, blah.
All right, what else we got?
Tennessee and Arkansas got into it a fight after their win. Tennessee's win.
Yep. That's terrible. I mean, they shouldn't have gotten into a fight, but yeah. Frustration's boiling over.
Yep. Arizona State takes the field in Utah amid a hailstorm.
What in the world is this? The table's shaking too. Wow. What have you brought in here for the studio?
I don't know.
It is the Halloween season. All right.
I don't know. Here's a fun fact. Maybe our engineer will like this one.
All right.
A whole section of Oklahoma State people took off their shirts. It started out with 1 or 2, and then it masked like a whole section.
That was wild. Folks, you will not believe it. He has arrived. The Southern gentleman himself, Mark Doc Hollick. Welcome. Oh, the place is haunted. See that, Mark?
Yeah, that's because I haunted it. Yeah.
Well, welcome, sir. We just got started. We was talking about the firing of James Franklin and some other coaches. We also talking about she's been challenged by a guy I used to work with. I know you know about it, but he's challenged her several weeks, and she said accepted every challenge, but he was afraid to take her on head to head.
Okay.
So finally, 5 weeks ago, he accepted the challenge. JoJo beat him. JoJo beat him the second week. JoJo beat him the third week. He sneaked up on her in the fourth week, and she got him this past week, so she's ahead of him. So he's getting a little frustrated. So I had him send his picks in early because he's waiting to see what JoJo picks. So we got his picks in early, and we're going to see what a real head-to-head is. But she's been getting him pretty good. So that's where we got to. So
all right.
So what else you got?
Besides the bunch of men at Oklahoma State taking their shirts off.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That shows unity there. Yeah.
They just came from all over the place.
But let's back up a second since the Southern gentleman here. What do you think about the firing of James Franklin? I think it's ridiculous.
Well, I do too. I mean, and we can talk about DOGE and how that federal agencies are gone after being fiscally irresponsible.
Yeah.
You've got Power 5 football schools that are wasting millions in coaching buyouts.
Exactly.
And that's what you get when you get into a long-term deal.
Yep.
And, Bear Bryant himself years ago said, don't take a job unless you've got at least a 5-year contract.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's part of what you get, and that's part of what you pay for. But we've seen it with Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
We've seen it with Ed Orgeron at LSU and others, to where, man, the best career move in the world is to be, number one, a coach in the SEC because of the buyout being what it is. And secondly, now at Penn State and other schools that are following suit because, you get paid millions not to work.
Exactly.
And
I'd be on the beach somewhere like that.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
They got him made. I mean, but guys like James Franklin, they don't want to sit around. They want to coach.
Exactly.
And he'll be somewhere else again, but not.
But he's going to have to sit until the buyout's done.
So if that was me, I'd be sitting on the beach. Even after the buyout, I'd be sitting on the beach and just taking it easy.
Right.
All right, JoJo. Sorry to interrupt.
You're fine.
All right, what up?
There's a gnat in here.
Well, thanks. I mean, I'm not that irritated.
Illinois punter accidentally took a knee on the punt.
Yeah, I saw that. That was sad. That was sad. You see it?
No, I didn't. What was the situation in the game?
The ball was snapped low. He went down to get it, and his knee hit the ground, so he downed it right there.
Oh, so it was not on purpose. He
Yeah.
hit the knee trying to scoop up the ball.
So
Well, that's still a mental error.
mental area.
Yeah,
That's kind of sad.
yeah.
All right, what else, JoJo?
Here's some news for you. Whit Weeks from LSU throws up on the field again.
I saw that, and that was sick. I don't know how you cut your stinky clown on.
It has been 385 days since Florida State won against the ACC. Wow. And that Clemson, they beat.
The Florida State.
Yeah.
No, they beat Alabama the first year.
No.
Was an ACC Clemson did not. Oh, was last year?
Yeah.
Was it last season that Florida State won?
Was that it last year?
They won this year. They beat Alabama the first game of the season.
No,
Right, we're talking about an
ACC.
ACC.
So yeah, last year. I'm sorry, I was thinking SEC. Yeah,
It's 385 days since they
you
won.
are correct, JoJo. Never argue with her because she's got her facts. All right.
I thought it was because she was a constant.
Well, that too. It's a constant thing. All right.
Let's see. Penn State quarterback Drew Aller suffered a season-ending injury.
That was sad. That was real sad. Then the coach gets fired too. So
It's insult to injury.
Yeah.
Yes.
Double down.
yeah. I like that program. I really do. With things being run with Joe Paterno and James Franklin. I mean, it's a good, solid program. He just couldn't get over the hill.
Mm-hmm. Florida is 0-10 on the road versus ranked teams.
Wow.
What y'all think about that controversial no touchdown call on Auburn versus Georgia?
I was kind of shocked. What about you?
I was hoping that would go Georgia's way. So
A lot of people were saying Kirby's trying to cheat, this and that, but I thought it was going to be a touchdown. But those two, that's the oldest rivalry in the South, and it's a good rivalry. So you can expect stuff like that. I mean, you can. What do you think, Coach?
Well, I did not see the play. I'd read some things, and I'm assuming this involves where people thought he was trying to call a timeout, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
that too.
And yes, and it was another situation. Go ahead and rebrief me on that moment for what it was done, what actually he was doing.
Going out there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Some people say he was trying to just clap.
Oh, it was because the other team, is because the Auburn players were clapping, trying to get the Georgia offensive players to jump.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that's what he went out there. He was warning the officials about the clap.
That's what they're doing,
and not to call a timeout or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mistakes happen, mental error. But, Kirby's a great coach. I mean, no denying it.
Mm-hmm.
When we went and did the Georgia Ole Miss game, we heard the Georgia former players say they would run through a brick wall for him. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was unreal. That's an experience all in itself. An SEC game in the Deep South, watching it. I mean, we've been to Auburn, Georgia, South Carolina. We've been several of them. I mean, it's just totally different. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Clemson, but the SEC school, the fans, the cheering section is totally, totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And but I enjoy it, but can't take the place of my Tigers.
Yep. So Texas and Oklahoma players get into it pre-game.
That's a huge rivalry. They were going at it pretty good, then had to separate them.
Let's see. I already said about Indiana.
Oh wow!
Transition into that game was 0-46 versus AP top 5 opponents on the field before this game.
Wow, and they've got a big turnaround.
Before this Oregon Indiana win.
and they've done it without any 5-star recruits.
Yeah.
That's
good, solid coaching.
Yeah. But kids believing.
Yeah.
And
they're buying into the program. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you play for Danny Ford, right?
Yes.
Now, he can get you to buy into the program too.
Well, and that's the key is this. Your first leg of success has your most, how do I need to say this? Your most commitment, because they're the ones that are making it.
Yeah.
And so the ones that come behind who were not involved in getting to the national championship or maintaining don't have as much invested as the earlier groups did, and
Right.
that's whether it's at Clemson or any other school. And so the Hoosiers are hungry because they're moving into uncharted territory as far as the Indiana football program is concerned. And now that they're not only you have a chance to win the Big Ten, but here they are, one of the top ranked teams in the country, and have a chance to maybe win the whole thing, depending on how things pan out. Of course, you got to stay healthy. You got to have some things go your way, but it's been fun seeing how that group has really gelled and how they're playing well together and how they play hard.
Third and AP right now.
Yes, exactly. So,
And it's fun to watch them. I mean, it's actually fun to watch them. Every time they're on now, it's good. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I love watching them. And I think they got the firepower to beat Ohio State.
Hopefully.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry, I just don't like sweaty Dennis Day. What's his name?
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day.
Dennis Day.
I know Dennis Day. That's why I did. But I just don't like Ryan Day. I just don't like his attitude. But he's a good coach too.
Oregon had a lot of interceptions in that game.
Oh man, it was terrible.
That's what did it in for them.
you can't turn the ball over and expect to win.
Yeah, and I was pulling for Oregon. I hate to say it, but I was. But they looked terrible. I think they were expecting to win. That's just my opinion. All right.
Let's talk about Texas, Oklahoma.
All right.
Manning was 26 for 166 yards.
Wow.
This is his first career win from his home state. Texas was 8-2 in conference play since joining
SEC.
last year in the SEC.
Wow. Manning had his best game this past Saturday. You think it carried over?
No.
I mean, he looked really, really good. And that's a confidence builder, especially against the top rivals.
Yep.
And that's always been such a big game because of the recruiting wars that take place in the Red River Valley. And, for years, it's kind of swung back and forth as far as the pendulum goes. I mean, Darrell Royal was, and Bud Wilkerson were doing
awesome.
back and forth. And then Switzer comes along, and they kind of own that rivalry for a while and expand their recruiting, not just there deep in Texas and Oklahoma and the Red River, but to a nationwide scope at that particular point in time. But, hopefully, as you said, this will be a confidence builder for Arch Manning. I mean, I can only imagine, being in his shoes and all the hype. I mean, here's
A lot of pressure.
your grandfather, and you got this not first family of football, really the first family of quarterbacks, though, when it comes down to that, and all the pressure, all the hype, and if you don't live up to every single smidgen of it, then everybody's going to be on your case, and it has been with him, and so it'll be interesting to see how he follows through after this, and if he can tune out the noise and just go play football.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned Darrell Royal and Bud Wilkerson. That was before your time. But I want to tell you, those two teams, back in those days, that was a game to watch when it was on TV. I mean, it was a great game. I mean, the crowds were into it. I mean, the players were into it. I know Mark got to see some when he was younger. But there's that Nat. But that was some great football. It really was. And I don't think I'll ever get like that again. But you never know. Maybe.
I wouldn't know.
Kind of like pro wrestling. Right?
What do you think about Venables being on the hot seat? This is his sixth loss versus an unranked AP top 10 team since 2019.
Well, Venables is doing a great job. He's doing a good job this year, too. Leave him alone.
He ain't win the big games, though.
Well, he's starting to win them. I mean, that's just one loss. Give him time. He hadn't been there very long. It usually takes about 5 years to build a program. People don't realize it. Even in the pros and college, it takes about 5 years to build a program. So they're just not giving them enough time to do anything. So they start losing 1 or 2 games, fire them. Yeah.
Let's talk about Alabama, Missouri.
Right.
Missouri's running back Hardy had 52 rushes in this game. He entered with over 146 per game.
Wow.
This is their 40th road win versus Alabama's 40th road win versus a top 15 team. It was 27-24, so it was a tough game. It was a tight game.
You called it. You said it, and I did too. It was going to be very, very close and tough, and it was.
Mhm.
What do you think about it, Doc?
Well, your difference there is with the running game. I mean, talking about that back being held to 52 yards, that forced Missouri to be very one-dimensional.
Mhm.
And even though they were able to put points on the board, it's not like controlling the football with a time-consuming drive where you're feeding your best player the football and demoralizing a defense. There's nothing more demoralizing to an opposing defense than for the other team to be able to just run it down your throat.
Exactly.
You give up big plays in the passing game, things like that.
Mhm.
It's not nearly as demoralizing. You say, okay, we can make some adjustments and do some things with that. But
Right.
when you're physically getting it handed to you, it's a different story. And so, that's a big confidence booster for the Tide,
Right.
and maybe something that'll give Kalen DeBoer a little less heat. He's moving through the season, but beating Georgia definitely helped him there. But
Oh yeah.
now you have to start paying attention to Alabama again. And just because it's not a Nick Saban style route that a lot of people got spoiled to during his tenure, it's a step in the right direction for where Alabama is right now.
Right. It's only going to get tougher for Alabama too. So, but he got the power to get through the schedule. Yeah. It's going to get tougher.
Okay. Michigan, Southern Cal.
Yeah.
USC's Miller had 18 carries for 158 yards, a touchdown.
Mhm.
Score was 31-13.
Yep.
Michigan was ranked in the top 15.
And Southern Cal put a whooping on them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You called that. I figured Michigan would win,
I did.
but I was pulling for Southern Cal.
I picked Southern Cal. They're finally in the top 25.
I picked Michigan because I thought they'd win, but I'm glad that Southern Cal won. But
It's a classic old school Rose Bowl matchup back from the Pac-10 versus Big Ten days.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of the Charles White, Marcus Allen era, of that time. And but I was really surprised. I mean, you think about Michigan, you think about a very, very physical team, and here their physicality gets taken out of the game, and Southern Cal has wins in a controlling fashion.
Oh yeah, those old Rose Bowls were wonderful back in the day. It's either Michigan and Southern Cal, Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then you'd see somebody like UCLA or Washington, but it's usually always Michigan and Ohio State. You didn't get to see those either. You missed them. They were some great games.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I, when we grew up in that era, and you get to watch those bowl games, and your granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. That was. Yes, there's old ghost again. But that was so wonderful. Uh-oh, there's a ghost again. You said, Doc?
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Bad luck. I told you I was.
But, you've missed a lot. So if you ever get to go back on YouTube or something, watch some of those old games, watch them. Because you really enjoy them.
Okay.
All right?
How about the nail in the coffin from James Franklin, losing to Northwestern?
Oh, man, that was... Doc, you take that one.
Well, I mean, it's a terrible thing, but with anytime you lose to Northwestern, I mean, I know they've ebbed and flowed and they've had a couple of decent years, but traditionally they're not known to be a Big Ten power. And with all of the banter going on about Franklin anyway, and that being in everybody's ears, including the team, it's demoralizing, makes you lose faith in your leadership, whether that's justifiable or not.
Right.
And so under the circumstances, it's like when that snowball starts rolling, it gathers more snow. And sometimes it's very difficult to stop that momentum.
Exactly.
Even though you have to play in it, you go to practice another week, you play another game, that mental part of that, where the confidence is gone.
Right.
And you start grasping at straws as players and as a team, and then when things fall apart, it's just a self-fulfilling, self-destructive prophecy, kind of comes along with it.
Oh yeah, exactly. All right. What else, JoJo?
Let's see. Northwestern had a great running game during in that game. A bunch of power runs.
They've had some good running backs. Who is it? Autry was it? A few years back. Yeah, that's a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
Real good, yeah. Northwestern, like he said, every now and then, blind hog will find a nut. So, but they're not known as a powerhouse. But watch out, don't take them lightly.
Yeah.
Georgia and Auburn. They retired Cam Newton's jersey. Georgia was losing at the half, and then they came back 20-10.
You and I got to go to that Auburn-Clemson game the year that Auburn won the national championship. Clemson had the game won, cheap shot on our quarterback, and that just ended. I mean, it was, even Auburn fans around us saying that was a cheap shot. But they beat Cam Newton to death in that game, and I'm surprised he kept getting up. I mean, they pounded him. Clemson should have won that game, but like I said, that cheap shot in the back, late hit, it wasn't called, and that just took Clemson's mind out of the game. But he did great. He did great down at Auburn. So, and retired jersey, I'm sure he appreciated it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But that's a wonderful place to go watch a game too. If you've never been, go watch one in Auburn. It's pretty fun watching the eagle fly. They flew over us one day, right over us. That was pretty neat. And they do old cheers. Remember that?
Yeah.
While we're there, assist boom ball, things like that. They're old, old school, which I like about college football. And I think it's starting to move away from that. With NIL, transfer portal, and all that.
Yep.
It's getting a business instead of college sports like it used to be. I love the pageantry. I love the traditions. All that's just leaving now. What do you think?
Well, there is more of a free agency in college football than there is in the National Football League.
It's sad.
Because all you got to do is, okay, I'm entering the portal.
Mm-hmm.
No restrictions whatsoever.
Yeah.
On eligibility or anything. And it used to be that if you transferred, you had to sit out a year.
Yeah.
And all that's gone. There's free movement. You can be at 4 different schools in 4 different years, if you wish. And
TJU,
and you don't have quote franchise players playing professional ball that have that kind of free access to move to where somebody could pay them more.
Mm-hmm.
You take, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Bills are paying him, but if this were like college, some other franchise could offer him more money than maybe Buffalo could pay under the salary cap, and he'd be gone.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to really establish any continuity, or harder to establish continuity and establish the concept of team over me, because mine is being fueled by NIL and the transfer portal.
It's harder to build a program.
And especially with what is being offered now. If you look at a game like NCAA football that's issued by EA Sports, and there are players' likenesses on there, and they get compensated through EA Sports, that's one thing.
Yeah.
And big deal if it's the sale of their jerseys and they get comped for that. But to offer an NIL contract, it's always going to be those who have the money versus those who don't have as much money. And
exactly.
So that's not, and it's it's definitely turned college into semi-professional football.
Yeah, which I hate. All right.
How about an honorable mention? Florida versus A&M. Florida lost to A&M.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team that's creeping up on people that no one's really paying too much attention to.
Yeah, they are.
Texas A&M.
Oh, Texas A&M. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're ranked too.
Mm-hmm. Really high.
They're pretty tough too. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting watching them in Texas play when they play. Yeah. That's going to be good.
Uh-huh.
That's a big, big rivalry. I hated it when they left, their old conference go to the SEC, and they didn't get to play each other for a year. But I'm glad they finally get to play again.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them go back to old conferences. Old Southwest, old Pac-12. I'd like to see it again. Mountain West. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it'll ever happen. Because I think it's kind of stupid. Southern Cal playing in the Big Ten. Stanford playing in the ACC. I mean, it's just, it don't make sense. No. I like seeing those new teams, but it just makes no sense at all. And the travel and the money, it's just too much.
Let's talk about Clemson versus Boston College real quick. Wesco had 5 catches for 60 yards. Clemson had 564 yards total. The score was 41-10.
Clemson's offense has woke up, and I hope it stays that way. Hope it carries through the rest of the year. What do you think, Mr. Doc?
Well, it was a very good performance by Clemson's offense. The defense finally got some things together.
Yeah.
They've been highly touted and not always lived up to the touting. So they did a much better job. When you're looking at overall how good Boston College is right now, I don't. It's hard to put them in the league with an LSU.
Yeah.
Or a team like that. Not just because LSU's SEC, but with where Boston College is in the mix of things right now. But Cade looked a lot more confident in the quick passing game.
Yeah.
You'd see him 1, 2, 3, that foot plants. We take the step and throw, and a whole lot less butterfingering and indecisiveness.
Yeah.
Indecision has been his Achilles heel.
Yeah, and his decision making is getting better.
And you can't do that. And so when the blitz comes, there's always a hot receiver.
Yeah.
Somebody who either is not covered or who has a matchup on somebody that they're going to win.
Yeah.
And so when they brought a lot of pressure, he was able to locate that guy and put the ball on the money with a lot more zip and a lot more accuracy than what he's done without butterfingering and taking a sack.
Yeah.
Or butterfingering and throwing it up for grabs. Even though he did have one pick, it was not in a situation like that. It's just that the safety did a great job of disguising the coverage and then jumped the pass at the time. So it was a good chance. That was a good tune-up game moving forward for Clemson.
I think it's all due to the line playing much better.
Absolutely.
The coaches are working with the line better.
Mm-hmm.
Riley is working with the quarterback and receivers better. I think he's also building up Cade's confidence. But it all boils down to that line.
Yeah.
If that line does not block, you and I have been talking about that for a long time. You're not going to have a success. But you and I, when we first started working with the Tigers this year, watching the practice and stuff, that defense was smothering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was smothering. And you and I were so impressed with it. Offense looked great. We thought for sure, hey, we're not sure if they should be ranked as high as they are, but they got a chance they could go all the way because we knew what to work. But when they started losing these games and looking like they were lost, it wasn't the same team. But there they are again. But that goes. But the Tigers, the team that we saw the first year practicing, they're starting to come back. So hopefully it'll continue.
Okay, I got another honorable mention. Tennessee beat Arkansas 34-31. That was a pretty close game.
Yes, it was. That was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Tennessee's got a good program. I'm just not sure they got enough to firepower to win out. But, they got Alabama this weekend. We'll get to that later. But it's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough game.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about LSU, South Carolina. Nussmeier for LSU was 254 passing yards, and it was 20 of 33. I mean, that's not great, but 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. But they still figured out a way to win. Yeah,
I loved it. I like LSU. South Carolina, you got to admit it, they are tough.
They have a hard schedule this year.
But they make mistakes, and I hope they make a lot against Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Gamecocks have holes in their lineup.
Yeah.
And when you look at, I didn't get to watch them play. Well, I did watch some of that game. I'll take that back. I just didn't watch the whole thing. But Sellers is obviously a playmaker. I mean, he's a difference maker. And how they are when he's not there tells a story, not just about them, but the rest of the lineup. You talk about offensive line play, that is probably the biggest area where Carolina needs to shore up on that side of the football. And, you see social media comments, people wanting Mike Shula gone.
Yeah.
I've been on the Beamer bandwagon forever, but this is ridiculous. He cannot go to a bowl in year 5, and then the season's not over.
Yeah, they call it the Beamer's head too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just rabidness out there with fans or the fan base, as everybody likes to say.
They need to leave them alone. Let them do their job.
Yeah, and then they've got their right to complain. They pay their tickets and all that. I think I'm going to go see if I can get a couple of bank presidents fired for not paying enough interest on my accounts. We'll see how that goes over.
There you go.
But it's a different animal with Carolina. Yeah, they have played a tough schedule, and yeah, they have looked great against some teams. And then, here Vanderbilt comes to town and chokes them down. But again, that's with them being without Sellers.
Yeah.
So everything's a work in progress. And then, like I say, to be able to win that conference or be able to win your division in that conference and be, a top 5 or top 10, all the ingredients have to be there.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have holes in the offensive line.
Yep.
You can't have certain holes on defense and be able to hold up when you're playing teams that have all the ingredients.
Right.
It's just, that's not there.
Exactly. All right.
I have one more piece of news for you.
All right. What's the news?
Lane Kiffin, this is his 50th win at Ole Miss, the fastest in program history in 68 games.
Wow.
They played Washington State. It was 24-21. It was a pretty tough game. Washington State played them pretty tough.
Tougher than I thought they would.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thought Ole Miss would blow them out, but they didn't.
The Ole Miss has got a great program. Lane Kiffin's a good coach, but I don't think he's got what it takes from the next level. I don't think they can take them all the way. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Even though he is a good coach.
Been interested in watching him, though, since, in his earlier days of being a head coach, he was reckless.
Yeah.
And bounced from job to job there for a while, and the story around Tennessee. But since his dad passed away, his dad was Monty Kiffin, who was the architect of the Tampa 2 defense, and that sort of thing, considered one of the greatest defensive minds of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But since his dad passed away, there seems to have been a kind of a refocusing with him on the things that are really important.
Right.
Not just in coaching, but in life in general. And so Lane's still Lane. There's still some antics and things that can be expected of him, but you can't ignore what the Rebels are doing. And I think, they're going to run up against some tough people, but I think there's going to be a few upsets down the road this season that they're going to be able to pull that are, going to be game changers in a more positive way for their program.
It's exciting watching them play. It really is.
Okay, I have 2 lightning in the bag plays this week.
All right.
Gunnar Stockton had a Superman dive a touchdown.
That was a good catch. It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
It just whoosh.
I mean, that was really good. That's good concentration, too.
Mm-hmm. And Connors for Houston had a great one-handed catch.
That was good. I'm surprised he held on to it. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, let's pick some games.
We also, there's that ghost again. This Halloween season. We also have a out-of-studio pick from Jamie. He sent them in early. But we're going to start with Mark. You call him out. Let him pick. I'll pick and call his and New York. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
How about Louisville and Miami?
Miami. They're the hottest team in the country.
Yeah, I got Miami picked as well. Miami is really tough.
Carson Beck's doing a heck of a job there. He's made that offense go.
Found his team.
And Louisville's they're really struggling. I mean, struggling hard. So you got Miami. I've got Miami. Jamie's got Miami. All right?
I got Miami.
All right.
How about a tough one? LSU versus Vanderbilt. No one would have thought a few years ago that was a tough game, but now it is.
All right.
Is it in Nashville or Louisiana?
Nashville.
Okay, it's in Nashville.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to call that one.
I'm going to pick the Commodores in an upset.
All right. I like LSU. I want them to win. Vanderbilt's coming off a loss. They're hungry for a win. I hate to say it. It's going to kill me. I'm going with Vandy. Jamie has picked LSU.
I'm picking LSU as well. I think they're a little bit tougher than.
I hope I lose that one.
I hope I lose that one.
I
want Vanderbilt to win.
I hope LSU wins. Yeah,
I want Vanderbilt to win.
All right.
I think that'll be cool.
Yep.
Georgia Tech versus Duke.
That's another tough one. All right.
I'm going with the Blue Devils.
Ah, okay. It's that Duke good. All right. I have to go with Georgia Tech because the way they're playing, they're really playing good. The luck's with them. Duke's playing really good. But I think Georgia Tech's got a little bit too much for them. Jamie has also picked Georgia Tech.
I agree with him. I'm picking Duke. I'm
All
picking
right.
upset.
All right.
They're going to get got at some point. But I think this is it.
Possibly, yeah. You're probably right. All right.
Army versus Tulane.
All right.
My heart's going with the Black Knights. So I'm going to stay with them, Army.
All right. Well, it's at Tulane. It's in New Orleans. I'm going to pick my third favorite team, Tulane. And Jamie has also picked Tulane.
I picked Tulane. I think they're too hard to beat right now.
Exactly.
Oklahoma versus South Carolina.
Tough one. It's going to be tough.
Oklahoma.
It's at South Carolina. It's going to be a really, really tough game. I think the South Carolina Gamecocks are still reeling from their loss. I'm going with Oklahoma. Jamie has picked South Carolina.
Ooh.
All right.
Only two of you picked South Carolina, and the engineer did.
All right.
So I'm picking Oklahoma. I think they're a little bit too strong. I think they'll bounce back.
I think it's going to be close, but I think Oklahoma.
I think Mateer is going to get his stuff together this week
All right.
and then win. Texas A&M versus Arkansas.
I'm going with the Aggies. There's just a lot of disarray, and even though Arkansas pulled off a win, your disarray there, and you got Bobby Petrino back, but still, that brings some drama with it too.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I think A&M's got too much for them. I got Texas A&M beating Arkansas.
Yes.
Some people call them.
yeah.
And Jamie has picked Texas A&M. Who's the engineer?
We're all going with Texas A&M then. Ole Miss versus Georgia. They got game day.
And that's at Georgia.
I'm going with the Rebels in an upset.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be closer than what people think. But
Okay.
since it's at Georgia, I'm going with Georgia. Jamie's going with Georgia.
Obviously. I'm going with
You
Georgia.
say go with the shirt. You haven't been wrong yet. She goes with Georgia. All right.
Texas Tech versus Arizona State.
Sun Devils.
Oh, okay. It's at Arizona State. I have originally picked Texas Tech. I'm going to switch it. I'm going with Arizona State at home. You say go with the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I did. But I'm picking Texas Tech.
Oh, my goodness. See, I had Texas Tech, but I changed it because she says go with the shirt. All
I
right.
hope you're right. And
Right.
there's some chaos in the top 25 again.
That'd be awesome.
I know I love chaos in the top 25.
You do. You love it.
Tennessee versus Alabama.
Another slobber knocker. At Alabama.
Bama.
I'm going to go with Alabama at home. Jamie's picked Tennessee with upset.
I'm picking Tennessee as well. I think it's going to be a slobber knocker. I think it's going to be, Tennessee's been sloppy and up and down lately, but I got Tennessee on this one.
I hope I'm wrong on it as well.
Southern Cal versus Notre Dame.
Another good rivalry. That's at Notre Dame, too.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame.
I'm going to go with Southern Cal. They're playing great. Jamie goes with Southern Cal.
I'm picking Southern Cal.
And the engineer picked Southern Cal.
Okay, last game. SMU versus Clemson.
At Clemson. We'll be there.
Mhm.
Who you got, Doc?
I'm going with the Tigers.
I'm going with the Tigers. Jamie is going with the Tigers. Engineer is going with the Tigers.
She knows. She knows.
Who are you picking?
She's picking the
SMU.
Mustangs.
Woman,
I hope I'm wrong.
I'm gonna have to whoop you. Jamie, come over here to the studios and help me whip her hard. She's a Clemson graduate, got the Clemson book and going against Clemson.
I hadn't got a Clemson game on all year.
Doc, help me beat her up, please.
Like I said,
All right.
I hadn't missed a Clemson game all year.
You're gonna miss this one, I hope. And if they start losing while we're down there, you're gonna go get the car and come get me. All right. Well, another great week.
All right. Thank you
Can
for
we make
tuning
another
in.
plug?
Yeah,
Sure.
Right quick. Well, the outlaw Jimmy James here in the near future will be launching a new podcast, the Jimmy James Pro Wrestling Show,
Old
where we'll
school.
talk about old school pro
Oh.
wrestling,
Yeah.
led by yours truly, outlaw Jimmy James.
And my greatest manager of all time, Doc Holliday.
Yeah, boy. And so we're going to have some fun with that. He's also investigating another one concerning rivalries, whether we're talking about classic college rivalries like Clemson, Carolina, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Florida, whoever, NFL rivalries, boxing rivalries, baseball rivalries, pro wrestling rivalries.
NASCAR, Dale
NASCAR.
Earnhardt, and
Yes.
what's his name?
Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott, yeah. So,
Yeah. So
and he will be my co-host.
we're going to have some fun with this. So
They do some high school rivalries.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that Pickens easily.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the hottest rivalries in the state, if not country. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, and we can probably have you as a guest on it sometime.
that's right.
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Doc. I appreciate it. And
Mhm.
matter of fact, we're going to be meeting very soon and talk about it more. And hopefully everybody out there will spread the word and watch that, along with the JoJo Cool Football Pick Show and the Jimmy James Old School Pro Wrestling Show and the Rivalry Show. So it's going to be fun. Maybe we can get the Blue Cyclone on there with us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk to Ricky Morton, some other wrestlers. I'm going to talk with Johnny Weaver's daughter, Wendy, and try to get some info from her because I'll just go ahead and tell it. The first show is going to be about Mid-Atlantic territory, featuring Johnny Weaver to start out with. So it's going to be good. And then we're going to talk about the engineer's favorite wrestler, Ricky Steamboat, and all things right here. So it's going to be fun. A lot of fun. Number one, Paul Jones. We're talking about
Well,
him.
yeah, and the fact that Ricky Steamboat turned on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Steamboat did turn on him.
Yeah.
I called Steamboat out on the show one night when we was doing it. Asked him why he turned on Paul Jones. He denied it, as you know.
of
Leave
course.
me alone.
Yeah.
Rick Steamboat is never wrong.
Ricky Steamboat turned on the
Number one, Paul Jones.
He had a reason.
One of the most, he was jealous, and
Exactly.
Leave him alone.
Paul Jones taught him how to hold a fork, how to use a fork, how to speak, how to dress, how to drive, how to count,
Isn't that how all our
how to
kids do?
spell.
Yeah.
Paul Jones taught him all the things
Even
he
how to
knew.
pick up women.
Yeah, how to pick up women. Paul Jones was nothing but a clean,
Probably wasn't
scientific.
mad, but how-
Paul Jones was a clean, scientific wrestler.
Yeah.
And he never turned evil
Mm.
or did anything illegal unless somebody pushed him and provoked him like Steamboat did.
Yeah.
Then he would use the fist. Like
That's
Ernie
right.
Ladd.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, but Johnny Weaver's a clean scientific wrestler.
Mhm.
He didn't do anything until somebody provoked him. But if you hit him in the throat, that was it. All right, we got to
Yeah,
go.
we'll see you.
Thank you for tuning in. Come back next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.